Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Sunday night, and I thought it would be fun when we got a little bit of time to do a video game review for the video game section of the YouTube channel. This is going to be something of a take two, because the last video we uploaded concerning this video game had some issues with the camera and the video monitor. Well, what are we talking about? We're going to be reviewing The Art of Fighting. Unfortunately, we will not be playing this on the Neo Geo due to this cartridge just not working. So what are we going to do? We are going to play this on the PlayStation 3 rather than play this on the Neo Geo under the watchful and benevolent gaze of the cast of Second Chance. So without further ado, let's get down to playing some Art of Fighting on the PlayStation 3 in all its arcade perfect glory. So, we will position our camera like so. And we'll hit the lights. And get down to some gameplay. So we're going to put this on easy. And we'll go to story mode, which really makes this game quite unique. The plot of this game involves Rio and Robert trying to rescue Rio's sister and Robert's girlfriend, Yuri, in the hard-boiled, crime-ridden city of Southtown. We're going to play as Robert because I'm a little better with Robert. Robert is known for his long-reaching kicks, whereas Rio is a bit more well-balanced. Unlike Street Fighter, this game features a 3-button attack system rather than a 6-button, and that involves a punch, kick, and then a overall fierce attack. This game, also made by Piston Takahashi of the original Street Fighter fame. So we have lots of similarities, like special moves which do a ton of damage, and a short but well-developed amount of playable characters. So in the first Street Fighter, we only had Ken and Ryu. Here, we only have Robert and Rio, but those characters really stand out, are very iconic, and they play similarly. But there are definitely more differences to Robert and Rio than Ken and Ryu compared to the original Street Fighter. So we got a perfect right there. That's good. We'll just see how long this review goes on. We could get partway through the game. We could get to the end of the game. We don't know. But I just want to share a little bit of my thoughts on this game and let you see as much of it as is convenient. So now when you beat an opponent, rather than having some kind of, generic statement after they're beaten, they say something that advances the storyline. Now, this version of Art of Fighting that is on the PlayStation 3 features voices for the mid-fight cutscenes, and for the opening, and also for Mr. Karate as well when he wins. Now, one of the things that can be a bit annoying when playing this game is just how much damage you can take, and what that can do to you, mid-fight. So as we can see here, this is really intense here, and I just got knocked out. This game, it is not very easy to dodge special moves. Like when you're playing a Street Fighter 2 or a Street Fighter Alpha or a Street Fighter 3, it's very easy to dodge special moves. But Art of Fighting is a slower moving game, and the moves do more damage and come off as being more spectacular. Screen-filling fireballs. Like that. Now, the other thing that's interesting about this game is you'll notice that green energy bar underneath the life bar, that can be charged up by hitting, in the case of the PlayStation, square and X at the same time. And you also have a taunt button that will allow you to deplete your opponent's energy. Now, because of the way this game is set up, unlike a game like Street Fighter 2, you cannot really just fire off special moves because you are going to lose too much energy doing that. So we've lost the fight here, which is not good. We only get 4 credits, which is unfortunate. If we were playing this on my Neo Geo, I could hit start and select, and we could play this game ad infinitum. But because the Neo Geo cartridges were so expensive, the replay value was kind of artificially manufactured by forcing you to just keep replaying the game because they just gave you a very short amount of credits. Now, I always thought that was a little cheap. I think that a good game with good replay value, you play it because you want to play it, because the game is beautiful and engaging and fun and responsive, and not because you want to beat the game and want to make up the ground that you lost by running out of credits. So that always kind of bothered me about games like this on the Neo Geo, where you got a limited amount of credits. So 4 credits for a difficult fighting game is, not great. The attention to detail in the background is phenomenal here. Again, you see how much damage these special moves do. There we go. The zooming camera angle was a huge feature of this game. Camera angle zooming in, panning out, and with the gigantic detailed sprites, you really see a lot of the damage on your characters' faces. People will lose teeth. You're going to get black and blue marks, swollen cheeks. And again, this game features Japanese translated language into English, which means the English language is speaking very boldly, stylish, and clearly, which I enjoy. So we have Robert saying things like, "If there is a master, we have to beat him," or something like that, So here, we have to time our attack just right. And because I did that properly, I'm going to, and I don't know if this is going to show up on the camera very well, but it's going to teach me how to do a special move here. There we go. And my energy is going to increase. Now we're going to fight Lee, who is very difficult. He's basically like a Chinese Vega. Excuse me. Or a Balrog, if you're playing the Japanese version of Street Fighter 2. Music in this level is amazing, as really is the music in a lot of these. There's not a level in this game that does not have great music. But there are plenty of characters that will annoy you with lots of damage that they can do to you. There we go. Now, for as much as Art of Fighting, I think it's an unfair reputation for being derivative of Street Fighter. If you play the Street Fighter Alpha games, and even the Street Fighter Turbo games, Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, lots of influence from Art of Fighting in there. Down the Akuma character being like kind of a demon character wearing a black sleeveless gi, very similar to the Tengu wearing the black sleeveless gi. The Street Fighter Alpha games heavily borrow that storyline in the middle of gameplay dynamic that this game uses. And this game came out in years and years before the Alpha series. So it's almost as though Capcom knew they were being derivative of Art of Fighting in some sense, and they wanted to show how Art of Fighting was already derivative of Street Fighter. So there's kind of like, well, we're ripping each other off. Man, just gotta be careful here. This is the response time for your special moves is not fantastic here. I'm gonna lose this probably. Yep. So we'll just keep going and see how far we can get on these 4 credits here. Unfortunate. The previous upload of this video that didn't get along very well with the camera. We got all the way to Mr. Karate, but it's not looking like that's going to happen for this video. Might be fun to do a Let's Play where we're not, being so time conscious here. and just see how long we can play Art of Fighting and see how far we can get before we both lose our minds. See, we got one more shot here. There we go. So if we can beat Lee, I believe that will take us to L'Amour, where we will fight the character King, who made numerous appearances in the King of Fighters franchise. This game, like Street Fighter 2, features a nice wall jump. Now, I don't know, it's up to you whether you'll... Darn it. Think this is a good idea or not. There we go. But again, you can't just shoot off special moves willy-nilly in this game, because you're going to deplete your energy, which is going to deplete the range which your special moves can travel, and also deplete the power behind your special moves, and I believe even your physical attacks. Rats, let's mix it up. Alright. So, this was always novel, because you didn't realize that King was a girl until you hit her with a fireball to knock her out, revealing a sassy pink sports bra. Although you can kind of figure out that she's a girl. Her voice is pretty high pitch. Now, we gotta be careful here, because King is not easy. Darn it. Man. It's really hard, because you can't use a lot of special attacks, which then forces you to jump kick, which then leaves you open for... some kind of uppercut kick, or, the other thing with these Art of Fighting games, you really feel like the computer just kind of reads your moves. So I'm in a situation now where I got, 1 credit, and I'm knocked out. So we're probably not going to make it past King on this review, but we'll give it one more shot, and see if we can't reveal her sassy pink sports bra here. But again, scene right out of Street Fighter 2 right there. So let's try to keep the jump kicks to a minimum here. Just got a pretty good counter for him here. Try to avoid those venom strikes there. Oh, man. Now that wind-up speed for your special moves is really frustrating there. I was blocking right there, and that still finished me off there. If I was playing Street Fighter 2, it would just be like Hadouken, but you can't do that in this game, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a different mechanic that makes the game unique, but in some sense a little more frustrating than Street Fighter. Because, right now, it's like it's a game over for me, and I'm going to have to start this game from scratch if I want to, make up my ground. And I'm fairly annoyed by that, because as much as I really like this game, and I love the Super Nintendo version of this game, because if you beat that on hard, there is a great ending. This game also ends on a cliffhanger, so if you're playing this on the Neo Geo and you suffer through this, starting from, 0 credits up to a new 4, trying to scratch and claw your way to the end of the game, it ends on a to be continued. But if you play it on Super Nintendo, it's going to reveal that, Mr. Karate is Ryo and Yuri's father, and that it was Geese that forced Mr. Karate to seemingly kill Jeff Bogard, Terry Bogard's father, and he's apologizing to Yuri and Ryo for being an absentee father. So it's very interesting, and it's got a fantastic soundtrack in the background while all of that is happening. But again, so there's a lot of good things about Art of Fighting, both on the Neo Geo and on the Super Nintendo. But definitely, if you're just looking for a relaxing fighting game to play and you think you're going to beat it, you will be unpleasantly surprised, because Art of Fighting 1, definitely not as hard as Art of Fighting 2, but it's still a very hard game to play. But it is a very beautiful game, a very well-crafted game, and I just hope you can appreciate how beautiful this game looks and how fun it is, despite the fact that there's some pretty frustrating elements to it. So, there we have it, guys. That is the Art of Fighting, which we have reviewed on the PlayStation 3 because our Neo Geo cartridge doesn't work. That's what happens when you find those at garage sales. Until next time, guys, my name's Noel, and be sure to play lots of Art of Fighting. Bye-bye.